How you doing, YouTube? Matt, Massive Beer Reviews, back with yet another review. A little bit of IPA time in the form of Counterweight Brewing. It is their Headway IPA. Yeah, I've seen this can before. I got this. This was sent to me by Stephen L. from up there in Connecticut Way. He sent me off a collaboration last time. He sent me off a beer mail, and it was a collaboration. It was, I believe, it was Chat Room, and it was from Springdale. The Jack Sabby people, and it was a collab with Counterweight, and it was an okay beer. And he said, "Man, Counterweight makes some really good stuff." So he was nice enough to kind of include a couple Counterweights in the last package he gave me. But I said I never really had anything from Counterweight, but I know I've had this. I know this can. I've seen this can. I've never reviewed it, so that's gonna happen. There you go. What does it say? Headway IPA, India Pale Ale, Counterweight Brewing Company, 6.5% alcohol by volume. As far as story time, it goes an aromatic and playful IPA. Headway gets its pronounced aroma and juicy flavor from 4 different varieties of American hops. A backbone of blended malt lends a rounded support to let its expressive hop character shine through. This inaugural beer should be consumed fresh in the company of friends. Yeah. Hamden, Connecticut, and it says should be consumed fresh, but I do not see a date on here. Maybe it is, and I'm missing it, but there's nothing on the bottom. But there you go. And, it's okay. Doesn't blow me away. Label-wise, looks a little bit like it was crowdsourced, or not crowdsourced, like marketing. Like, marketing says that these kind of labels work. So, you're talking about a guy who deals with marketing on a daily basis, so I look at shit like this all the time. It's kind of what picks at my brain. So anyway, rich, hazy, golden glow to her. Not super hazy. Not like super turbid, super thick, stick a spoon in it, stand straight up kind of stuff. It has some kind of, I don't want to say clarity to it, but or thinness, because it definitely is a hazy beer. It's just not as thick as most other ones. 1C, if not the whole 3C variety. Fluffy, creamy, white head, and nice beveling, leading to a pillowy, soapy, all those words that people say. Just head to it. So she looks like a hazy. How about that? Get a nose. It's like a grapefruit lemon, aggressive, soft aggressive. There you go. It has a sprightly kind of grapefruit lemon citrus kind of nose to it. A little bit of bittering, a little bit of sweet, nothing too crazy. And that's pretty much it. There's really not much else there. Nose wise, soft, gentle, not huge, neither sweet nor overtly bittering, but it does have that sprightly, like spritzy kind of citrus to it. Like if you cracked into the grapefruit or a lime, or you're cutting a lime, you get that little mist, that kind of thing. It's giving you that kind of sprightliness to it. So let's dive in. Cheers. Yeah, it pretty much follows suit exactly in the taste. Getting this bright, lively lemon, grapefruit, orange menage of all three kind of going on. It's very bright, very sprightly, very spritzy in the same right. It's got a soft creaminess to it. It probably finishes a little bit thin, but it's not thin as a whole. It just finishes a little bit thin, but it has a nice soft creaminess to it. It's really neutral as far as sweet and bittering go. I mean, you do get some sweet components to it. You do get some bittering components to it. But as a whole, the beer in and of itself is very neutral. Yeah, I could crush like 500 of these. It's super drinkable. I think it's that softness combined with that tail end of that little bit of soft thinness or wateriness or lightness lends itself to be drinkable. This to me reminds me of not a super new school hazy New England style IPA. It's like somebody took an old school East Coast IPA and gave it that kind of hazy treatment. I kind of dig that, to be perfectly honest with you. It just gives me enough to kind of keep me interested, while at the same time just makes me want to drink a bunch of it. Like I could easily drink this whole can on camera and just dive into another beer. Is that a good thing? I think so. In the grand scheme of things, if you're looking for, a kick-worthy, note-impact whale status shit, maybe not. It might not be delivering that uber to the nth degree cranked to 11 flavor profile, but what it does have is a nice soft bittering with a nice soft sweetness that doesn't get ahead of each other. There's a nice kind of symbiotic balance to both of those that kind of takes this beer and just makes it that something super chuggable, super drinkable. That doesn't suck. Yeah, I think that's it. I mean, it's not a complicated beer. It's almost a chugger. If you told me this is, what is it, 6 and change, 6.5? If this was 4.5 or 5%, this would just be like an all-time super chugger. But being 6.5, okay, you know, it's still chugger status, just not super chugger status. So let's talk about it. Is it one of the better IPAs that I've had as of late? It's definitely worthy of a conversation. It's not going to win any awards as far as volume goes, like I said previously, but just from a knee-jerk, just kind of, I want to drink the whole thing, it's ticking all those marks, so that in of itself makes it a good beer. Value to availability, no idea. It's, a brewery I never had sent to me, so if somebody out there, Steven, or anybody up there in the New England area knows about this beer, you want to chime in, let people know down below, and leave you with, if you like what we like this. If you like chuggers, man, if you like to chug a nice IPA and you want a little bit of oomph to it because it's giving you that soft bittering, it's giving you that soft sweetness. There's a lot to go into the beer as far as what the words? They're hard sometimes. As far as there's enough in the beer to talk about, while at the same time it's not so loud that it's the only thing that needs to be talked about. So, tailgating, hanging out with friends, doing all that stuff. This is a beer that you can just sit around and bullshit and be like, talk about the beer for a minute, but chug the rest of it. It's that kind of beer for me. So if that's what you dig and that's what you do when you hang out with your friends, then this is going to foot the bill more times than not. So there you go. Another review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Down there if you want to talk about it. Massive Beers. If you want to check me out doing the social media stuff. Beer Massive. If you want to check me out doing the whole podcasting thing. And hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully you're enjoying a nice Headway right now. And hopefully see you next time. Cheers.